All right, let's watch these Braves Brewers. This can be a fun game.
Your favorite characters from Illuminations this season.
Oh, 98 middle. Good start to this game. Power on power. Love it. Honestly, not used to seeing Soler lead off. He's usually hitting fourth. Sinkhole, huh? Okay, so Woodruff's got pretty good command so far. Put that right where he wants it. Oh, yanked a little bit, 90 miles an hour. All right. A little slider, not a little one. What's up, guys? If there's something wrong with the stream, just let me know in the chat. I'll keep checking it. That ball should have gone a long way. Second one in the at-bat that he's seen, but that's why velocity helps. Gets on you a little bit quicker. Less time to be precise. Quality is really bad. All right. After this inning, I'll check my connection, see what's going on. See if I can get that better for you guys. Pop up. Big difference. I wonder if the windows are open. That's what being open in center field in this park makes a huge difference. All right, I'm gonna check the stream.
Exactly what he can do. Wins and losses have become less important when you're talking about the Cy Young as a result. Exactly. There's Freddie Freeman. That's in the two spot for the Braves. Even 300 with a chance to talk with him prior to the game on the field. He thinks today's going to be a lot like yesterday as far as the run. It's hard to come by.
Okay, let me know if that made the stream any better, if I need to restart it. Got to get off Wi-Fi on my phone.
The Brewers, after they came through the win, having said that was the best guy they faced this year. Pretty impressive.
Tough at bat here, Freeman. No definitive way to get him out. Can and will hit everything. The one thing that does seem to be effective is hard cutters up towards his hands, at least for me. Doesn't chase out of the zone, so tough at bat here. Okay, stream is much better. That's good. Perfect. All right. Thanks for letting me know that, guys. Oh. Three, two. What's he going to throw? Changeup? It's going changeup away. Sinker away. One of those two. Fastball away. If he misses down and in here, it's going to be dangerous. If he keeps the ball away, he'll be okay. Cutter to the hands. Don't miss down. Oop. Good at bat by Freeman right there. Hole. He gets on so well. Great plate discipline, can hit. So you have danger of homer, danger of damage, and then you got to face the middle of the order with him on base. It's a big block in the order for them. It's a huge thing to have him there. No stolen base threat here for Freeman. Oh, he's getting behind here. He needs to get ahead. Albies is dangerous, obviously, but you can get him out. He has some holes. We'll chase some off-speed stuff out of the zone. It's a good spot there. I was going to do damage on middle pitches. Fastballs anywhere really, except for up and in. And then any sort of kind of middle breaking balls. If you stay out of the middle with breaking balls and you feed him a steady diet of those, you have pretty good success against him. But you got to speed him up like you just did there up and in. Uh-oh. What a play. Wow. That was crazy. Okay. Albie's face. Wow. Great play. So that's a tough one. Three things going on there. You got to find the ball in the sky. So you don't have a roof. So you're looking up into, I don't know what the sky's like. It looks sunny, maybe some clouds. So you got to find the ball. You got to know where you're at with the tarp coming up. So you have to have good spatial awareness because you can't look at the tarp while you're trying to track the ball. And then you got to position yourself correctly to actually catch it over the shoulder. It's a hell of a play.
Still smiling about it. He go a long way to get that. So it always. Two down here in Braves first inning.
Good pitch. Nice catch by the catcher right there.
We finished the year at 303 with 33 round trippers.
Great spot. Great spot to Riley there. He crushes balls middle, fastballs out over the plate. So going away to him is dangerous because if the ball runs back, he'll crush it. But if you can get the ball in, especially if it's running in towards him, you have a lot of success. Now, if you miss it down and in, that's danger zone. But on the block or off the plate in, he'll chase you in there. And if you get the ball upper, let's say upper third or above, he'll swing up there too. I just got done working out, so I got to make my post workout shake. Chat, we got Fury and Wilder. Who you guys got in that fight? Fury and Wilder. I got Fury. I think Fury's gonna beat him like he did the first two fights. What you guys got?
Because the business of baseball reaches across America, just like T-Mobile's 5G. From the front office to the scouts in the heartland to the virtual draft, and T-Mobile has 5G speeds that help MLB bring fans to batting practice in HD. MLB doesn't trust America's passengers and network. They go with T-Mobile, the all-star 5G.
Fury all day. I got Fury. I haven't seen a Wilder yet. Fury. Yeah, you guys are on the same page as I am.
So, I call back. Same state for an agent. Text the next day. Same guy.
Oh, there's Wilder. All right. I got a baseball question here. What's my opinion on kids throwing off-speed stuff? I guess it depends on what off-speed stuff you're talking about. If you're talking about breaking balls, depends on what age. There's a lot of variables that go into that. But generally speaking, until you're about 14, 15, my recommendation would be to just throw fastballs and work on velocity. Throw as hard as you possibly can. Teaching breaking balls has gotten a lot easier now that we have high-speed cameras and we understand what is good and what is not. What took me hours sometimes to set up in 2009, 2010 with Casio hand cameras just to shoot 240 frames per second. Everyone has 240 on their iPhone now. So it's a lot easier to do pitch design. You can learn that stuff really quickly. But it takes a lot longer to learn good mechanics and good fastball velocity. So I would recommend that. If you want to throw a changeup, you can learn a changeup. I started throwing breaking balls when I was 10, so I don't think there's a huge detriment to health if you learn to throw them correctly, but there's not very many people out there that can teach you how to throw them correctly. I do my videos on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check those out about how to throw breaking balls, curve balls, and stuff like that in a healthy way. And I got some more stuff coming for you guys at some point on breaking balls. But for now, I'm going to get back to the game because we got Fried on the mound, and he's nasty. So it's Fried's scouting report on him, kind of 3 pitches. He's going to throw a cutting fastball in the low mid-90s. He's going to throw a little slider that cuts a little bit more than the fastball, and then the signature big overhand curveball. 3 speeds, 3 kind of distinct movements, although the fastball and the slider kind of go the same direction, but there's fastball has lift, the slider has very little, and it has more cut to it than the fastball. And then you obviously have the big curveball, changes the eye level, different speed. So 3 distinct movements, 3 different speeds. Can and will throw them all for strikes in any count. So tough problem to solve. And he's a lefty, which gives him about a half a run on his ERA bump versus righties, just because there's not a whole lot of lefties in the league. Hitters aren't used to seeing him as much.
Defensive and offensive infield in baseball going around there with Bradley Swanson, Aldi, Freeman, of course, in the outfield, Rosario. Active on center, Mauricio, everybody.
It is a season-changing Willie Adames comes to the Brewers on the 21st of May. Away to the Tampa Bay Rays, and this team just
important thing to watch tonight is these guys have such good stuff. If they get ahead in the count, it's going to be very, very difficult for the hitters. The only chance they really have, the offenses, I mean, is if the pitchers are behind in the count a lot and they force them into patterns. There's that cutting fastball in the hands. Really, really hard to hit.
You really got to pull these hitters in contact. You can get that fastball in on the righties like that. That's tough because you can also backdoor that breaking ball. So you start trying to cheat on the inside. He notices that now and get a little bit away.
What am I drinking? I have On It Pro. I have this gnarly kind of post-workout carb drink. So yeah, I just got done lifting today. It was a max day. So 3x3s on squat, press, squat, bench press, lat pull, and deadlift. Dotted.
Number 4, the numbers after 74 wins after.
All right. Great pitch. Cutting fastball up to the hands, almost impossible to hit if you get it up there. There you can see that kind of cut spin. See the ball kind of moving across the zone. So if you're listening to the broadcast and they just said that the hitters say the ball plays up, when a ball is cutting towards you, it's always going to seem faster. There's the slider, 87. So what I was saying, though, is when a ball's cutting towards you, it's always going to seem faster because you're used to seeing the ball kind of run away from you. So the ball running away, you can catch it a little bit deeper on the barrel, which gives you a little bit more time to hit it. So most hitters are programmed to just do that automatically because they see the same side pitcher and the fastball always kind of runs away from them. So if you see a lefty, the fastball is always going to move away from a righty. If you see a righty, the fastball is always going to move into a righty. So they kind of are programmed to hit pitches that way. So if you throw a fastball that cuts a little bit, but it's still hard, then it actually speeds the barrel up because in order to hit the ball in, you have to get the barrel further out in front to square it up. It takes more time to get there. So if you see a ball middle and you expect it to run over there, you might be thinking you can hit it here. But if it cuts into you, you actually have to be out here. So you lose that time. So it seems like it's a lot faster than the radar gun says. So a lot of times when you see cut fastballs, it'll appear faster to the opposite hand hitter. So a lefty cutting the ball in on a righty or a righty cutting the ball in on a lefty. See, how important is it to eye level the batter during the at bat? That's a good question. I don't think that eye level in and of itself is that important. It's part of a larger concept that I'll talk about. It's important to change the location and the speed that you're going to with a hitter so they can't zone in on it. So when hitters nowadays, the scouting reports, the information is so good that hitters go up there and they know kind of what zone you're going to go to. So they might be looking for a pitch in or a pitch hard. Those are a pitch away or a pitch slow. Like they pick a speed or a location to kind of sit on. A lot of them do anyway. And so if you're just throwing the same speed and they happen to be sitting on it, the danger because they're looking for it. So changing eye level is just changing the location vertically, but you also have to change location in and out. If a hitter knows that you're going to be throwing him away, he can go out and he can foul pitches off that he shouldn't. He can hit pitches that he shouldn't. Great example is the start I had earlier against the Padres. I threw a 3-2 cutter well off the plate, but I hadn't thrown anything into Tatis that whole at bat, and he was able to lean out there over the plate and hit a homer, even on a pitch that was 6 inches off the plate. So changing locations that you're attacking a guy and changing speeds as well is super important. how much running do you need as a pitcher? I would argue that you need very, very little running. The only running you should really do as a pitcher is sprints. To get the nervous system firing, you want that fast twitch, muscle fiber to be going. So it's a good thing to do for pitching because you have an explosion for, let's say, 1 second, and then you rest for 20 seconds, and another explosion, and then you rest for 20 seconds. That's the cadence of pitching. Simulate that in your training, it can be helpful. But long distance running, almost no need. I don't do stuff. I don't buy into that at all.
They score a lot of their runs, being a homer, fourth highest in baseball.
Quick out there for Woodruff to start the inning. Obviously, the Brewers bullpen is down a huge piece, so having the starters go longer in the game for them, if the pitch counts down and Woodruff's just rolling, that's a huge benefit for the Brewers because they're just one piece short of being able to cover 4 or 5 innings, 6 innings or whatever out of the pen. Their pen's still really nasty, not taking anything away from them by any means, but they are one piece down. So good command for the curveball. Woodruff, like they said earlier, he does seem to struggle. If he does struggle, it's early in the game. But we had a game against him earlier where he looked like he was out in the second or third, and he locked it in and ended up going 6 or 7 against us and was nasty. So got to get him early. There we go. Stay fair ball. Those plays are huge in the postseason. You don't see him too often in the regular season. You should see him more often to beat the shift, but base runners are just huge in the postseason. So that's a great move right there. And not something that Eddie does a whole lot, at least in my experience against him, although he sees me really well. He normally just swings and hits homers. What's my opinion on releasing lactic acid in your arm by running after pitching? Well, let me see this pitch real quick. All right, so he's behind in the count here. So this is a good time for Darno. He should get a pretty decent pitch to hit here, especially if he falls behind 2-0. Who just needs to throw a strike here. Good pitch. Tough pitch to hit. All right, so releasing lactic acid. The only benefit that you would get from doing a light jog is the movement of the joints. A whole lot of lactic acid left in the muscle after pitching. That's just not the phenomenon that you're feeling. What is important is to move the joints and get that fluid in the joint to help recover the tendon, to bring more collagen, to get that process going, to recover the tenderness. Ooh, that was nasty. 95 sinker. It's like a split or something at 95. That was crazy. But so just doing joint movements. But by going and doing a light jog, you're pounding on your legs. You're doing a lot more ground contacts on your legs, which isn't giving your legs time to recover. So I would suggest something more like, a light throw, something in the weight room where you're doing very light movement exercises. Now base hit's going to score a run. Seems like runs are going to be at a premium today, so one run one way or the other can be big. But I like to do a circuit the day after I pitch. It's a movement circuit, so I might come up with like 8 different exercises, some upward scapular rotation, some core stability, some side lunging, maybe a stair climber type of thing. Just some things I can go through like 30 seconds at a time, go through 8 exercises, do it through 5 times, something like that. That was nasty too. So you get no pounding on your legs, no ground contact. So you allow your moving the fluid in and out thing. But basically, you can think that you move fluid into the joint and it brings to the joint. That's not the scientifically correct thing, but you can think of it that way. And that is super important. So that's my opinion on that. Oh, nasty. So that's a sick combo for him. You go sinker down and in, sinker down and in, sinker down and in. Then you start a four seamer that looks just like the sinker, like it's going to sink, and it just stays up and in. Really, really difficult combo to hit. There's a clear scouting report here for Woodruff is to go in on the righties, at least the first time through. Will be interesting to see if he changes that second time through and starts throwing more breaking stuff away, cutters away, or if he just wants to stay in on them all game. Oh, man, I got a mosquito in this building. I don't know. I can't get him. I got mosquito bites all over me. Good grief.
Including a walk-off single back in the first half of the season.
Rosario hanging around second base and in that general area is the Brewers' second baseman Cole Wong trying to keep him close. Scoreless game in number 2.
It's tough as a pitcher. You see the catcher set up away, that's where your eyes are, and then as soon as you start your delivery, he jumps in, and it just messes with your eyes. You don't know where to look, and then you tend to miss a lot more. Scientifically speaking, the longer you can hold your eyes on a target, the better your command will be. So if early in the delivery your eyes get distracted, then your command gets drastically worse. So that's the changeup in. Okay, so we got sinker in at 95, four seam in at 98, and the changeup in at 86. So you got 3 levels because the changeup has more depth than the sinker. So you have 3 different levels that he's working on the inner part. That's a nightmare. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, he was trying to go up there and he missed down, but he got away with it. Not like it was a bad pitch where it ended up. Not really like he got away with it, but he missed his spot. Which matters more, horizontal or vertical movement on pitches? It really depends. What you want to be is you want to be as far away from average as possible. So let's just make up some numbers. If the average fastball for a righty is 10 inches of lift and 10 inches of run, would want to be maybe 20 inches of run and 0 inches of lift, or 20 inches of lift and 0 inches of run, something like that, where you get away from the average, because hitters hit the average pitch. That's they see so many pitches over and over and over that they just get used to how on average a pitch looks from a righty. So if you throw something that's different than average, it gives you a lot better chance to be successful, because they just haven't seen as many of those pitches, so they haven't developed a swing solution to hit those pitches. So it's hard to say what's better, horizontal or vertical, but just you want to be as far away from average as possible. How do I go about the mental game, and what would I recommend for minor leaguers? The mental game is something that I don't know where I stand on the mental game. I think that a lot of times the mental game gets kind of overblown, in the sense that you try all these techniques, breathe and visualize and this and that, check a card and settle yourself down on the mound. And, it's important in some way as you're growing and you're learning how to handle certain situations. But I think the best thing you can do mentally, at least what's worked for work beforehand. So you go out there feeling super prepared, and get comfortable with failure in practice. So force yourself in the gym to fail, force yourself in training to fail, make training hard so that when you do fail and you come right back and you do well, you program your mind to say, okay, yep, that sucked. I just gave up a 3-run homer, but like I'm going to execute this pitch, where you don't even have to think about it because it's just ingrained in you because you do it so often in practice. What really gets people in trouble is practice is always easy. They always succeed. They always succeed. So they wire themselves to just like, oh yeah, I succeed. I'm good. And then as soon as they're not good, it throws off their entire like image of themselves. And they shy away from those moments because they're like, oh well, what if I'm not good? And it's like gonna affect my image of myself. I learned a lot of that from developmental psychology, actually, and reading about kids and how you talk to kids, like grade school kids, stuff like that. Kids that are told you're so smart end up shying away from problems and trying a lot less time on a certain problem that they can't solve, versus kids who are told you try so hard repeatedly, because the first group has this image that they're smart. So as soon as they don't feel smart because they don't know something, they shy away from it. Whereas the second group is told, oh, you try so hard. So as soon as they find a problem that they don't know, they just want to try really hard to solve it. So fail a lot in practice so that you wire yourself to be good at accepting failure and coming back from it. That'd be my biggest advice.
Ahead of Garcia, 0-2, and ended up hitting him, putting him on before that 2-run homer.
Set the table.
He did.
Ooh, nasty. Down and in slider.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the pitch that Max Reed don't talk about too much because of how good the curveball is, but on the other sliders, he does fall too.
All working for the second half of the year.
Cutting fastball up and in. I think you got the back foot slider open here. You got the curveball down here. You'd also just paint a fastball down right here.
You can tell he had a smile when he talked about Max Reed again, because he really liked this matchup for Max. Brewers, not as great against left-handed pitching, and instead felt like it was a good matchup for Max.
There it is. Slider down and in. Great pitch. Yep. See that pitch all the time playing with Kirsch. Kirsch throws his a little bit harder, but nasty pitch. Really hard to hit for righties.
One out here in the second inning for Christian Yelich. Back-to-back, relatively quiet offensive season for Yelich.
Hey, a two-seam there. That's new. I haven't seen him throw a two-seam a whole lot. Hey, that's big. You got a cutting four-seam and a two-seamer with the slider and the curve. Okay, Fried. Freeze pitch.
Outside the top 3 in postseason as far as batting order goes, so that's fifth. This game for Craig Counsell with it.
I'm sure that sounds like great counsel. Pencil him in fifth, but Escobar, what he does against right-handed, the left-handed pitching.
Slider away. Nope. Sounded like the bat broke there. Good pitch, though.
Sometimes to get yourself going, the lefty matchup's not the worst thing for a hitter. You try to
right off the end.
just kind of see the ball.
All right, got something going here. Let's see. Why do some pitches have more break but less spin rate? That has to do with spin axis. So if you have less spin but you have a perfectly aligned spin axis, you end up with the maximum movement. Where if you spin it faster but you have more gyroscopic spin on it, you're going to end up with less overall movement. So it's not just the total spin rate, it's the spin axis that matters most.
People were wondering if Adames came over, where he was going to play, how he was going to fit in, was their shortstop. Well, he called Adames his big brother. And since he's come over, Reyes hit 206 before. Since Adonis has come over, 262 with 823 OPS. Really helped him out.
Uh-oh. 2-0 count. What are you going to throw here?
Well, before his big brother arrived, Adonis, 40 games.
So you got to be thinking as a hitter, you're going to get a fastball here. Which fastball is it going to be? Is it going to be the cutting variety or the two-seam away? Probably a two-seam away. Don't want to give up a homer here. If you throw the cutter in, you might be looking in. Looks like I'm wrong. Uh-huh. Man, got lucky on that one. That's the danger if you go in there. He's looking heater, and if you miss over the middle, he's going to be right on it and have a chance to do damage. It is cutting in towards him, which makes it hard to hit, but dangerous count there. That's why it helps to have good stuff, though, because you can get away with a lot of stuff. A lot of mistakes, a lot of bad counts, so you can get yourself out of it. Like I said earlier, if these guys are ahead today, it's going to be tough for the hitters. The only chance the hitters are really going to have is if the pitchers end up in bad counts. And that was really the first, besides the 3-1 count to Freeman, that was the first really bad count that we've seen. Freeman, of course, ended up in a walk, and that one ended up in a line drive right at someone. So. Well, that one fizzled out pretty quick. All right, scoreless through 2. Live ABs, yes, we will be doing those a lot this offseason. Strong velo focus for me this offseason, so it'll be pull downs, and then 5 days later live ABs, and then alternate pull downs, live ABs all the way through December probably, and then I'll switch to just doing live ABs like every 5 days. But yeah, lots of live ABs coming, don't you worry.
Williams, 1783. An award-winning small batch that's your age, 90 proof, and easy to enjoy, with or without friends. What can we say? You're our kind of people. Evan Williams, 1783 small batch. When bourbon's done right, people notice. To live is to ask the big questions like, whoa, how fast was that serve? 98 miles per hour. Wow. How far was that drive? Nice. Are you taking an ECG here? And you're taking one here. Are you taking an ECG at a birthday party? 5.
What do I think about the knee down catching? I think it's perfectly fine. I have no problem with it. Catcher catches best. We have ways to measure, kind of those metrics now. You can measure how many runners they throw out, what the pop times are, how accurate they are, how well they block, how many pass balls, how many wild pitches. You can measure all that stuff now. So if a catcher finds out that the best way for him to catch and block balls and stuff like that is to have a knee down, have a knee down. I don't think it has to be one way or the other. It's all about effectiveness.
Rated R. I call back. Same State Farm agent. Texted the next day. Same guy. I'm trying to do guys.
What's my favorite thing to do on plane rides in the big leagues? I generally do work, actually. I work on planning documents. I work on development timelines, talk with my employees, stuff like that. So not really a big movie watcher, not really a big show watcher. I used to play cards, but not really a big card player either. I prefer to invest time instead of just spending time. And when you have 4 hours on a plane ride or 3 hours on a plane ride, a lot of stuff you can get done. So that's generally what I end up doing is work of some sort.
So on to the third inning back to Milwaukee America Family Field. And
Let's see.
brings high all experience in the postseason. For him, this is his first plate appearance of the postseason. 15 hits during the regular season, 15 for 55.
Yeah, Fried rakes.
2019 for the run to the race, basically out of the time. They used to pre-work different times throughout the series, and last year was the DH.
Ooh, good swing there. Can't have that pine tar on the bat on your hands, sir. Please.
So far, is a lot of walk and a bunt base hit. Strikeouts through the first 2 innings for Woodruff.
Ooh.
We talked to a lot of pitchers about the DH coming. You know, most of them, Max Fried about it, not so much. He wants to hit.
There's a handful of those guys.
Guys that like to hit.
Max Fried, Southern California guy. Giolito and Flaherty all on the same team in high school. Oh, middle. It is a pitcher up, but that was the pitcher Fried should have hit. Robbie, that's great to hear, man. Glad my content helped you in some way. There's the gas. Fried was late on all of those there. Fried hit a missile off me earlier this year, or sometime. I remember him hitting a missile off me. I don't know if it was this year or last. Do the majority of MLB players watch these postseason games? I really have no idea. I'm sure it's on an individual basis. Obviously, Juan Soto was at one of the games, at the Dodgers game, the playing game. So clearly some guys do. I know I tune in and watch them. I just enjoy watching sports played at the highest level. So obviously enjoy watching the postseason. Mosquito, come back here. But I don't know. I'm really not sure what the majority of guys do. There's 780 big league baseball players at any given time, so it'd be hard to really know what all of them are up to. Okay, second time through the order here. Uh-oh. Yep. Middle, he missed. They tried that sinkhole. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, that sinkhole to Soler is open if you get it off in, but if you miss over the plate like that, it's danger zone. And if you try to go in there too much, you're going to pull one eventually. Yep. That ball didn't go a lot further. Oh, that ball's scalded. Now you got Freeman. So this could be a run pretty easily right here. I got the Braves scoring this inning. See if I'm right. Oh, Freddie. He looks frustrated at that one. A little bit of body language out of Freddie on that immediately after. Not used to seeing that. I can understand why. That could have been a 2-0 ball game right there. If I'm a pitcher and I see that, it gives me a lot of good info. I don't know if Woodruff was looking or not, if you noticed it, but that tells me a lot. Missing a little bit. Again, you saw that catcher jump and the pitch missed. So this is it's a tough thing to handle, though, because with the guy on second, you don't want to set up early and let the guy on second signal location to the hitter, but you also want to be able to command the pitch. So it's hard to know really what to do with the catcher. Do you prioritize commanding the pitch even if the hitter knows it's coming, or take a chance that you miss because the catcher's jumping around? Don't know. My priority is always have the catcher set up so I can execute the pitch, but differs for everybody. And that changeup down and away to Freeman is nasty. pitch, he'll kind of go out of the zone with you on a little bit if you get that down off the plate. But if you miss in the zone, he's going to hit this ball pretty hard. So if it's another changeup. Oh, no. Middle. And he's gotten two. He wants back this at bat. How do you guys signal from second? There's a lot of different ways. It can be something as simple as like looking towards the third base coach. It can be like one hand on a knee. It can be like right foot forward or left foot forward, right foot back for one side or the opposite. There's just so many different ways that the runners can signal. And it's really hard to tell when they are, unless they make it obvious. There it is. That's a run. Yep. Sniffed that one out pretty well. Missed two middle fastballs, and he finally got the middle breaking ball that he could get on. Trying to bounce it, just hangs in the zone. Not going to get away with too many of those to Freddie. He's too good at that. Now you gotta limit this inning. You gotta only give up one here. You can't let this get away from you. And Albies might hit if he's not careful, because the Braves feed on momentum. So you see a lot of it. A lot of times a guy gets a hit, another guy gets a hit, error, walk, bloop, something like that, homer. All of a sudden it's 4 runs, 5 runs. So in the middle of the order right here. Middle target. What are we doing here? Did he get him? Yep. Oh, what is that? Oh, and Albie's going to go to third? Yep. You can feel it coming. God, I can't believe that ball didn't get out. I thought it was gone. Bang. Oh, wow. Dang, I thought that was a homer for sure. But yep, you can just feel it coming. That's what the Braves do. I guess it's just an umpire review. Probably not a challenge right here. They just asked the umpires to look at it. But, yeah, it's definitely a double. Yeah. Now you got to be careful that this doesn't continue to get away from you. You got a guy on second. Freaking mosquitoes. He's playing with fire in there. If he misses, if he pulls one over the plate like he did to Soler, this ball's going to go a long way. It hit very hard at least. It's a good pitch. He's staying hard, which is interesting here. When I face Riley, it's a lot of off-speed stuff. Maybe my off-speed is a little bit differently than his does. Still feel like this is a danger zone. Getting behind. Uh-huh. Got in there. It was on the black, so safe zone there. That ball's 2 or 3 inches over the plate. But good pitch there. What do I think about the DH and the NL next year? I can't wait for universal DH personally. I hate hitting. Give me all of that universal DH. Good pitch. Great play. Very nice. Good inning for the Braves right there. 2 runs. That might be enough for Fried. Really important inning here for Fried, though. Come out, have a quick one, shut it down, get Woodruff back out there right away. Want to be ahead in the count, execute good pitches. Don't want to give runs back. Need to shut down inning. Shout out to the people on the chat from Korea. Good to see you guys. The vlog will be back either later today or tomorrow. Got it coming. Don't you worry. What have I been doing to stay in shape? Well, I've been training 6 or 7 times a week, lifting, throwing, like off-season stuff. Got an extended off-season, unfortunately, so just better. A lot of speed work, a lot of plyometric work. I'm on a 9-day cycle, 9-day rotation, so I have 9 different lifts that I do. Today was a max day, maintained my max strength, 3 sets of 3. I have a bar speed measure, so I was moving in the 0.25 to 0.4 range on the meters per second, which is slow but super heavy. So that's one thing I've been doing. A lot of speed, a lot of plyo work, a lot of throwing, basically trying to get more elastic and more powerful this off season. I feel like I have all the necessary strength that I need, but I got to be more elastic so I can throw harder. I got to keep my velocity going up because the league's velocity goes up every single year. I got to maintain pace. And that's just a hard thing to do when you're already 30 years old and, throwing 94, 95 already. So, lots of work on that. Which ballpark got the best food? How would I know what park has the best food? Unless you're asking about clubhouse food. I don't sit in the stands and watch the game and eat the ballpark food. But I mean, Yankees, if you're talking about clubhouse food, Yankees always come to mind because their post-game meals are ridiculous. They bring in sushi chefs. They bring in, like roast beef, that they have someone carving the roast beef right there. They got steaks, lobster, crab legs. It's really, really good. It stands out, that's for sure. Lead off curveball, start the inning, strike. It's a good sign. Do I like pitching in Fenway? I don't mind it. I love the atmosphere there. It's always a good game there. The monster just kind of sucked me. I give up a lot of balls in the air, so the short corners in the park end up being a lot more homers for me. So I just like that part of it. But yeah, it's fun to pitch there. Good pitch in. Go fastball in again here. Two-seam away. Slider in. Got a call. That's helpful. Don't want to end up 3-1 to the leadoff guy. Ooh. That was a good pitch off that cutter in. You got the cutter running in, or I guess he calls it a slider. So you got the slider up and in, then you got the fastball going back the other way. Now you got the back foot slider open. You got the bounce curveball open. I think he can freeze with the fastball down and away here too, but he doesn't do that a whole lot. Well, he might be doing it now. Curveball. Love the freeze down away here. I also think the cutter in on the hands, the hard one, the fastball cutting in on the hands. One of those two pitches here for me. Oh, tried the back foot slider, but kind of got a backdoor slider. Yep. Big at bat right there for Fried. Don't want to have leadoff guy on. Would have been nicer to have a shorter bat, obviously, but super important to not get the leadoff guy on. Oh, you're going to give him that pitch? That's tough. Ball missed by 2 balls. Huge swing right there. 2-0 to 1-1. Woodruff can bang too. 2 good hitting pitchers in this game. Forgot about that. Slider down off. Fastball away. Slider away. Yep. Nice little 1 or 2 pitch at bat here for Fried will be big. Woodruff has to hit, so he doesn't really get to rest. Goes in the dugout after giving up 2. One or 2 pitches here. Swing. It could swing this game. Ooh. 92. Just to get me over fastball? What was that? Burns nasty. 91. Is that a sinker? That's a big inning right there. So this is why it's tough for a pitcher. Your heart rate's up when you're in the inning and pitching, obviously. So you come to the dugout and you have a chance to get your heart rate back down by sitting there, relaxing, get some water. The mental stress goes away, the physical stress goes away for a little bit, and you can reset your body, which allows you to recover a little bit before you go back out for the next inning. And there's a lot of good science on why that's, very important to like drop the heart rate as much as possible for muscular performance and mental performance, stuff like that. So when you have to hit, like just happened to Woodruff, you have a long inning, give up some runs. So you have high mental stress and higher physical stress because the inning extended and you gave up some runs. So you go in, you're on deck. You set your stuff down, you get a little bit of water, you got to get your gloves, you got to get your helmet, you got to get out there on deck so you don't get any time to really check out mentally. And you go up to the plate, you have an at bat, you're out, you get back to the dugout, you're putting away your helmet, you still haven't had a chance to sit down and try to recover, and then all of a sudden the next guy's out in 2 or 3 pitches. So you just sat down, had a drink, you got to sit down for maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and all of a sudden you got to be running back out to the mound. Now, you did hit this inning, so the umpires will give you a little bit of leeway to take a little bit of extra time to go back out there, but that doesn't get rid of the mental stress because you're like, oh, are they going to be telling me get out to the mound, get out to the mound, get out to the mound? And so he didn't have a chance to recover from the mental stress, very little chance to recover from the physical stress because when you're at the plate, your heart rate's way up, mental stress, and also physical stress as well. So this is going to be a tough inning for Woodruff here. Fortunately, he's not facing the middle of the order. So he doesn't have the toughest hitters that the Braves have to offer, but still going to be a tough inning for him here, in my opinion. What are the pros and cons of long versus short arm action? I actually have a video on the channel about fixing your upper half mechanics. So if you want to hear a little bit more in-depth explanation, you can check that video out. The main role, to give you the brief snippet, the main role of the arm before the front foot hits the ground is to not mess up. Don't get in a position that it can't work correctly for you. So if you're Bumgarner, you want to be long. Well, when his front foot hits, his arm folds in. So that's perfectly fine. If you're Giolito and you want to be short, when his front foot hits, his arm's in a good position to throw, and his arm works fine. So it doesn't really matter long arm action or short arm action, so long as when your front foot hits, you get to a position somewhat similar to this, maybe a little bit here, maybe a little bit tighter. Like this angle doesn't matter too much, but you want to be close to that position. So do whatever you can, whatever you want before that. It doesn't really matter. It just can only mess you up, which is why I set my arm action kind of like this, because it's going to end up in that position up here. So there's just no wasted movement for me. I let it hang here and then it flips up and goes. The idea that you want your arm to be long so you can whip is just, it doesn't understand mechanics. If you've ever looked at how the arm actually works, where the whip occurs in delivery and how it is generated, what you do before your front foot hits really doesn't matter, except that it can mess you up. So you just don't want it to do that. But anyway, check out the video on the channel. It does a better job of explaining it. Quick out there. So maybe my prediction that Woodruff's going to struggle is not correct here. We'll see.
He's actually thinking I'm probably going to throw it out the album to third base. Is what it looked like. And someone has to relate it in. Got it on 4-4.
Braves striking first on top 2-0. We've got on here in the fourth inning, Travis Darno, the veteran catcher. Strike out at the
Nice pitch. 1-1 swing count here. They going back in, or are they going to go away? Going away. Slider away. Or just heater. Middle. Boy. And that's the one you want to hit. Good pitch. Clearly wanted to stay hard with Darno. Yep. Just super straight fastball right there. Gets all the lift. Gets above the barrel. Hard. Nasty.
That's one thing you do. So Henry's offense, the dynamic and powerful they are. The Brewers went all, on whip rates this year, 28.6%. There's going to be some swing and miss this series.
Sinker in. Oh, changeup in. I like the right on right changeup here.
Racked up a bunch the first 2.5 months of the season, and really had a big second half until the last month.
Going back to it. Yep. Okay, what are we going to throw here? 2 change-ups in. Probably go on sinker in. 4-seam in. Seems like he wants to finish with the 4-seam up, so I probably won't use that yet. See if he goes sinker in here. Nope. Slider. Okay. Now we're getting the 4-seam up. Four-seam up. No, it doesn't like that one. Doesn't like that one. Doesn't like that one. No. Well, they went changeup. Sinkhole changeup, huh? He's out on the 4-seam up if you get it in. Middle of the plate or in above the zone, he's out. He's got to swing at it because you've thrown the slider that ended up middle of the zone that started above the zone. So you set this visual that a pitch that starts up here is going to be a strike. So he's going to have to swing at it, and he's going to be behind it because you've drawn his eye level down the entire at bat. Fastball above the zone, he's out. Off speed in the zone is dangerous. Middle fastball. Good play by Garcia. Good inning for Woodruff, especially facing all the stuff that, hitting and giving up runs last inning and stuff. That's big. Brewers got to get something going offensively here. Do I watch other sports? Yes, I do watch other sports. I'm actually watching the F1 race tomorrow. I'm a big F1 fan. College basketball, playoff hockey. Watch a little bit of playoff football. A couple college football games. But I love seeing people perform at the highest level. So, yeah, watching people perform on the edge of human capability is super intriguing to me. Favorite F1 driver? Ooh, I like Max a lot. I like Max Verstappen. I love Daniel Ricciardo just from a personality standpoint. He's funny. He's like the exact opposite of who I am as a person from a social standpoint. He's just very bubbly and happy and like talkative. And so it's just interesting to watch people like that. Let's see. I like Lando. I think Lando's pretty funny. I want Sergio. I want Sergio Perez to be good so bad. Like, he is really good. I want him to be consistent and like top of the championship because I like Sergio for some reason. But yeah, if I had to pick one favorite, it probably would be Max. I think I identify with Max the most. He's like, I don't care about anything but winning. I don't care if you think this. I don't care if you think that. I'm going to go out there and run my race. And I don't care if you think that I'm being dangerous or not. Like, screw you. I'm just going to go win. So I love that mentality. So I'd probably have to say Max Verstappen. When am I getting a haircut? As soon as I go to a metal concert. I've never had long hair, so I want to go to a metal concert and be able to like actually have my hair move during the concert, see what that's like, and then I'll probably cut it. But haven't made it to a metal concert yet. What about Vettel? I like Vettel. I like Raikkonen just because he's funny on the mics. Vettel's already obviously a fantastic driver. There's not an F1 driver that I dislike per se, but yeah, I think Ocon is kind of cool. Just his story. Watching Drive to Survive. You get a little bit of the background on the drivers, a little more so than you might just watching the races. So I kind of root for Ocon to be good.
And the Brewers season turned around with the acquisition of William Adames because of what he does on the field. Of course, catches like that is production at the plate. But the players, coaches, everyone universally raves about his impact on the clubhouse because he's a factor of positivity.
1-1 here. Cutter in or slider in here. Yep. Now you're going to get the cutter in here, the hard fastball, 94 on the hands. Looks like we're going back to the slider. Yep. Now you got the back foot slider open. You got the bounce curveball. You got the elevated fastball. Personally, I think 2-2 right here. You throw that up and in cutting fastball, but he might go back foot slider, but it's going to be in my opinion. Yeah, he tried the fastball. I'm not sure if that was a two-seam. Did he try to front hip two-seam him there? That's not a bad option. I just never seen him throw that. That would have been a good pitch. Now he's going back to the slider in. Oh, backdoored it. Wanted it down and in. He's not thrown all 7 sliders for strikes. That's just not true. Locked in stare. Slider down and in. Do you get it there? Got him. Yep. Finally got it where he wanted it and got the result he was looking for. Painted. Oh, I guess that was the cutting fastball, 96. Hard to tell the difference sometimes, but fastball. That pitch sets up the entire at bat. You got the back foot slider open for the punch out now. Going to drop a curveball in here at some point just to change the eye level. Fastball up and in. You got the bounce curveball now. You got the slider back foot now. You can go higher with the fastball now. There's so many options when you execute those 2 pitches in there. Bounce a curveball. Oh, there's 3 straight cutting heaters. Nasty. He's feeling it.
And just 3 fastballs, this one down in the zone. It's the check swing.
Am I going to start throwing a hard cutting fastball? I might. Watching Fried, watching Burns pitch. Kind of probably should, I guess. Might have to figure that out. Bueller does the same thing. 92, 93, cutters. There's the curveball. Back foot slider. Cutting fastball to the hands, punch out. Back foot slider. Didn't get back foot, it got middle, but knowing that he missed, he'd probably go back to it. 0-2, slider down in, get the chase, get the check swing. He also might go hard cutter in, but this pitch is going to be in. Yeah, just missed. I think the slider down in there, or I mean that pitch is fine too. You just got to get it in off the plate. Okay, announcer, you have to get the fastball out over the plate. Yeah, obviously, if the pitcher throws it there, are you going to force him to throw it over the middle of the plate? That commentary bugs me because it's like, oh, just get the fastball over the plate. Oh, yeah, well, what if he doesn't throw it there? Then what am I supposed to do? Pretty good hang move right there. Apart from cold baths, have you tried sauna to relieve muscle pain? Yes, and there's actually a ton of benefit to doing sauna post-workout, hormonally and muscularly. So I'm actually waiting on one to get delivered from my facility here. But yeah, big fan of that. So Yelich last time up hit the fastball off the cap of the bat, hit it the other way. See if he stays out there or if he tries to run a two-seam in on him. He's going to stay with the curveball and the slider probably away. He's going to have to throw a fastball. He might throw the fastball to the hands at some point this at bat. Probably should, depending on how this plays out. Let's see. I'd expect this pitch to be off speed again, though. Oh, we're going to go sinker in. Nasty. Yeah, I thought he was going to save that for the punch out. It's the two-seam in. Now he's got them all confused, though. You got the slider off the plate away, or you can go right back to that pitch, honestly. After that type of swing, I'd throw that pitch again. Yeah. Now you throw the cutter in there. Nasty combo right there. You get the sinker that he swings at, check swings like, oh, in is going to be a ball, and then you throw the one that looks the exact same and cuts back to the corner. That was nasty. Very, very well executed, very well called. How much longer till we get a vlog? Well, I have it uploaded to my YouTube channel. I just haven't made it public yet. I got to make a thumbnail for it. So after I get off the live stream, I'll make a thumbnail for it. You'll get it either tonight or tomorrow, but it's coming soon. Don't worry. Ohtani or Vlad for AL MVP or Sal Perez? I mean, it's got to be Ohtani, honestly. Like, I mean, Vlad, not to take anything away from the other two guys or anyone in the league, honestly, but just what Ohtani did from the mound and from the plate, like just how do you give it to anybody else? There's no one in the league that can do what he does. And he did both really well. So it's Ohtani for me. What's my opinion on how to build arm strength? And also if I'm 21 and throw 85, can I throw 95? Yeah, I think anything's really possible. I have a video on my channel about building arm strength, but it's really hard to say without knowing more about the situation. So hard to say. I need some water. Be right back, guys.
Politicians say they want to negotiate medicine prices in Medicare, but make no mistake. What politicians mean is that they'll decide which medicines you can or can't get, regardless of what your doctor prescribes, regardless of what medicine has done, regardless of what new treatments become available. And if you keep moving to long waits in Medicare for new treatments and cures, call Congress. Tell them not to play doctor with your medicine. Pay for their file. What's to become of our world?
Got the vlog camera right here, y'all. Don't you worry. Good swing, Freed.
Is Freed out of the 9th spot, followed by Soler and Freeman. Marcus Graves, good pitch. Right on top, 2-0.
Great pitch. It's been late on fastballs all day. You got to stay hard here. Elevated heater.
First 2 games has after 5 straight pitching matchups.
Oh, bounce curveball. Good pitch. Great sequence.
The T-Mobile covers those interstate highway miles with 5G. Home or away. Stay connected to your team with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. One out in the 5th. Here is Jorge Soler.
High school coach asking what the most important message on arm care and arm health for his players is. It's a good question. Oh, good swing. Hardly ever going to get to that pitch as a hitter, but got a good hack off. Most important thing is to pay attention and listen to to what your arm is telling you. High school kids have a tendency to try to throw too hard or throw too much or want to do too much. They think they're invincible. Largely you are at that point, just hormonally and stuff like that, but you want to pay attention. Oh, good pitch. On the corners all inning this inning. But what you want to make sure of is that if they feel anything, that you don't, force them to try to continue throwing or whatever like that. Throwing should be painless. You shouldn't have pain while throwing. So be conscious of those things. And I don't like the changeup there as a pitch. He bounced it. It's a good location, but I don't like the changeup as much there because he's been late on 2 fastballs. And if you miss that in the zone, it's a homer. But yeah, very simply, listen to your arm. If you have pain while throwing, you need to find a way to throw without pain. And make it okay to take a day off or something from throwing and skip a workout because your arm is hurting. Oh, he almost got him to swing at that. Yeah, he's definitely triggering on fastball here. He could bounce a breaking ball here, and he's out by a mile. Don't want to miss a fastball in the zone, though, because it's going to get walloped. Changeup in the zone, bad. Fastball in the zone, bad. Anything else here, fine. Changeup in. Good pitch. Good take by Soler, honestly. It's going to be power on power fastball here, most likely. Oh, he went breaking ball. Good pitch. Very ballsy there. That sets up the rest of the at bat because now he knows that he will throw off speed, so he can't just trigger fully on fastball. What do we go with here? Slider away. Heater. Tried to go down and away with it for the freeze, got it up and in, and blew it by him. But that curveball right before that set that pitch up. You see the hump, you know you have to swing at it because that was just a strike. And then you get the heater. And you can't just sit fastball because he just proved that he will throw off speed. So good sequence there. So Freeman's hit a middle breaking ball, and he's walked. So what do? You stay with the changeup, get to the hands. Looks like they're going hands. Good pitch, but you got to get it in the zone because Freeman won't chase up there. So now you're 2-0. Changeup. Changeup away here. If you walk him, you try to get Albies, but Albies already hit basically a homer off you. I think changeup away here just to keep the damage down. Yeah, fastball up and in. That's a good pitch. That's about the safest location you can go to Freeman, honestly, if you can get it there. It's just you got to get it in the zone. Changeup away. Yanked it. Middle fastball right into the shift, but walloped. Got away with that one. Colton can play some defense. It's fun watching him play. A little frustration from Freddie today. A couple missed pitches, couple little body language at the plate, a little frustration on that one. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna get some food. I'll be right back.
In Las Vegas, it is always on. We're talking Roman Coliseum, these gridiron, these ultimate fights, these neon lights. Vegas is the greatest arena on earth.
Big businesses like Major League Baseball trust T-Mobile because as long as this baseball reaches across America, just like T-Mobile's 5G. From the front office to the scouts in the heartland to the virtual track, and T-Mobile has 5G speeds that help MLB bring fans to batting practice in HD. MLB doesn't trust America's pastime to just any network. They go with T-Mobile, the all-star in 5G.
The only pitch that matters is the next one. If you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, connect with a healthcare professional to see if treatment is right for you. What's he gonna do? Slider?
more decisions. It's what you do. You want to save 15% or more on car insurance? It's Mr. Geico. It's what you do. And LLB. When it's game time, everyone's got a favorite number. Whichever number you go with, you'll get free delivery on Saturdays when you order with Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Let's take a look at today's odds powered by DraftKings Sportsbook. Odds question is home runs for 7 innings over under 1.5 and minus 110 over under minus 120. As we play on to the bottom of the 5th inning in Milwaukee, the Brewers do not have a run yet. As they come back here in the last of the 5th, we see where it is. 6 strike 1 from that 3.
Freed has done a great job on these Brewers hitters today getting ahead. On that first pitch strike,
Reeves getting his second look at Freed lined up short. First time and quickly finds himself down 0-2.
let's see what those hitters are dealing with.
Fly ball to right field. Sending Sosa back towards the track. Onto it to make the catch. Kind of twisted around, but back there to make the grab for out number 1.
Got him out just in front of him.
All right, what did I miss?
Wasn't able to get everything, but good approach, and I think that's what, as a right-handed hitter,
Oh, wow, almost a homer. Man, I always miss the good stuff. Every time I step out of a live stream or I join late or something, I miss like homers and runs. It must be a curse on the offenses. If I'm watching, they can't score.
Brandon Woods was up third now. And getting into the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th here, activity down to the Brewers bullpen.
Jake Cousins in pen right now for Milwaukee. First action being seen.
What am I eating? Got some sable fish, green beans, and rice.
But I have to think what they're about to this game right now, with the defense, it has to have much offense.
Great pitch.
Changeup from Freed.
First one, changeup.
You can see him throw.
You have to make that exchange at some point.
Yep.
We need moves on. We go for the offensive side of things and try to get something going, especially down here by 2 runs. Sacrifice you get going here from the starting pitcher. And Brandon Woodard, who's only thrown 77 so far.
Yep.
1-2 pitch to Lorenzo Kane.
Remember, Trey Thompson told us down in the dugout before the game, everything
Back foot slider, punchy. Get it just off in.
leading off that inning, so they would then shake down the block, roll back. And today a little bit, you feel like it's switched, and now he's got to kind of make a decision possibly here and know what he wants to do.
And he was going to run for all the ends.
Yeah.
Went with the curveball. Good pitch. I think the tighter slider right there after the fastball up would have been a better option, but
The net was the fact that we talked about, what are you going to do without him getting hit? You had to, it was either one of his, what we thought came free starters still do. And he stuck with Howard.
curveball again. Bokane generally doesn't chase curveballs from me. I wonder if he sees curveballs well or what, but I still think the back foot slider. Mm. Good play. Middle miss. Got away with it.
Great job. Being strength training, Max Fried, a really good athlete.
Hey, y'all leave my chair alone. My chair's just fine. All right. I enjoy my chair.
Two down in the fifth for Media. Yeah, he's not going to continue to be third inning. And if you're wondering about Brandon Woodruff, he is due next, and Robert Tellez has come out. They do have a bit of go in the bench to begin that one. There are 2 outs in the inning. The other aspect to this. 77 pitches for Woodruff through 5. And is still something in his direction.
My guess is probably found money. He's out, he'll be back out.
Back foot slider, fastball in. Got this at bat set up really well. Probably go right back to the back foot slider. You can also go the hard cutting fastball up and in.
Postseason year. We are into October 2021. Actually, Division Series Game 2. Brewers won Game 1. Brewers have a 2-0 lead here at the bottom of the 5th inning in Game 2.
Great pitch. Nasty. All right. Get one more inning of Burns, or Woodruff, I mean.
In Las Vegas, it is always on.
Yeah, I'll stream an Astros game at some point. Just kind of depends on when during the day they fall and when I'm getting my workout in, when people are in the gym, stuff like that. But I got no problem streaming Astros games. Are there any cryptos I recommend? I'm not into crypto. You don't want to take my advice on that. I know nothing about it. What's my nutrition plan? I eat like 6 times a day plus some pre-workout, post-workout shakes. So I actually have a meal service that prepares those 6 meals for me, drops them off at my house every day. So I don't have to cook because I'm a terrible cook and I don't want to take time to do it. Would I ever play for the Astros? Sure. I got no problem playing for the Astros. Do I think using spider tack for fun is bad? No, I actually train with it a little bit in the off season because it helps with a lot of different things from a feel standpoint. It changes the feel of fastball, so it adds some variability to the system. It can help the ball stay on your fingers longer if you're trying to get a feel for a breaking ball. So I think it's a really useful training tool, actually. Does my changeup get the laminar effect? Yeah, it does. It's just not I need to get the halo on the top of the ball more. It's too much on the side. So I get a lot of lateral movement. I'm not getting the depth that I need. But that's one thing I am working on this offseason, just like I work on it every single offseason. I just haven't figured it out yet. It's been like 4 years. So maybe I'll get it this year. Do I think the Astros have a good shot at the World Series? I do. I think it's going to be Rays and Astros in a really close series. I personally have the Rays pulling that series out, but I think it's going to be very close and very easily could be the Astros too. But I got it going at least 6 games and being very competitive. Do I think the minor leaguers should get paid more? Yeah, I think there's a huge competitive advantage to be had for the first team that decides like, hey, minor leaguers, we'll pay you, 30 grand a year, 40 grand a year, but you're a full-time employee. So you're going to be here training with us 50 weeks out of the 52 weeks. You play for part of that time, but you're training with us for the other part. We're gonna pay you a full-time wage, but I don't think that any team would be allowed to do that because of some of the politics. Oh man, a middle heater, Albies, Ozzy. Oh, you want that back? But yeah, I think that like instead of paying for one free agent, let's say $20 million for a free agent for a year, you could invest that $20 million into the minor league system. You could pay everybody, all the minor leaguers, like 40 grand. You could go find the best coaches and you could run a year-round development system. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but yeah, I think there's a huge competitive advantage for that for a team that decides to go that direction, if they're even allowed to. Because I think you would develop talent quicker than anybody else, and I think you would attract better talent to your organization than anyone else. And then you can flip some of that talent for big league pieces that you need in trades and stuff like that that makes sense when you need it, because you have more players coming that are going to be performing at that same level. So, yeah. Fastball up. Good pitch. Good pitch there for Woodruff. Good pitch to lay off. Dotted slider.
But I mean, you got with the fastball. I mean, when he's 98, you can't hit rock. But again, I think you got to shoot that right center gap.
Speaking of right center gap, this is headed out towards right center field.
Damn, he hit that out? Wow. Okay. That pitch was dotted down and away. Wow. I want to see that again. What power. He hit that, like the camera couldn't even follow the ball. The ball just disappeared. All right, here we go. Change up. Change up, down and away, homer. God, that is just so depressing as a pitcher. Great swing. Bang. Wow, so you just don't expect a pitch down and away to get hit for a home run in the first place, and especially not an off-speed pitch down and away. That's crazy. Good for Riley. Interesting, we were talking earlier in the game about Riley and running stuff in on him, and I was interested to see if they're going to try to stay in or if they're going to go away later in the game. And it looks like the plan was to stay in because it looked like he yanked that changeup away. But man, that's impressive. Whew. Sinker in.
lead's got to feel pretty tough.
Yank the change up. Damn. That's probably it for this game, honestly. Middle again. Yes, Matthew, I'm doing vlogs again. One will be up later tonight or tomorrow. Favorite Brave that isn't currently playing? Are we talking retired Braves? Like Andrew Jones or Chipper? Greg Maddux? If we're talking current Braves that just aren't playing, obviously Acuna. I love Acuna. He's so good for the game. He's so talented. It's so fun matching up with him. And he's got a good personality from what I can tell, too. I've never spoken with him in person, but just based on social media. Right into the shift. All right, Austin Riley. Bomb. Big power. Max Fried shutout? I don't think so. I don't think they'll let him go the whole game. Depending. If the Braves score a couple more runs, I can see it. But I think he goes 7 or 8. Also, it could be a long series, so you don't want to run him out there if you don't have to for too many pitches. If you give him a little extra recovery, a little easier recovery time, maybe he comes back game 5 and is more fresh if it goes game 5. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't think he gets a chance to go complete game.
Just like T-Mobile's 5G. From the front office to the scouts in the heartland, virtual draft. And T-Mobile has 5G speed to help MLB bring fans to batting practice in HD. MLB doesn't trust American.
Any training techniques for kids to help with accuracy? Yes. I have a lot of that stuff coming this offseason. It's very close to being ready, so I'll have content about it. I'll have services. There's a lot coming, so just stay tuned to the channel. I'll be announcing a lot of that stuff as the weeks and months go on, because it's a super important piece of pitching, obviously. So just stay tuned to the channel. I'm not quite ready to announce it yet, but it is coming. Don't worry. I think it's a little unfair to say the Milwaukee offense is dead. Max Fried's been nasty. You got a guy that has mid-90s fastballs that cut and run. He's got a changeup at 86 or 88 that runs and dives, and a slider at the same speed that cuts, and he's got a big curveball. It's a very difficult problem to solve because he throws all 5 of them for strikes. So I don't think it's fair to the Brewers offense to say they've been dead. Fried's just been gross.
We are House of Trading. There is no call. We do not answer.
When did I realize I wanted to play baseball? At what age? Man, I don't know. baseball's always been a part of my life. My parents put a wiffle ball bat. It was like 12 inches long, had a big old fat barrel on it. It was red. We called it Fat Bat, but they put one of those in my crib before I could even walk, and that's always the toy that I grabbed and wanted to play with. I don't even remember that. That's just what they tell me. But I've wanted to play baseball my entire life, so I guess I'm just one of the very fortunate people that has always known what he wants to do and was able to make a living doing what I love.
Home run in game one.
Popped up, foul grounded, and Max Fried wants it. And he'll get it.
2 elevated breaking balls there. Haven't seen that a whole lot today.
You don't see that too much. But with the shift, Andrew Swanson playing back. Much easier play for Max Fried than Travis Darnell.
Pitcher fielding practice. Pitchers are athletes. We can catch pop-ups. Just let me catch the pop-ups on the mound, guys. I got it. Middle. 3-0 here, or 3-0 lead, I should say. A lot easier to just square up the middle of the plate early in the count, which makes it harder for the hitters because your chances of getting a hit on the first pitch are very low anyway, and then the pitcher's ahead of you. So really hard to come back when the pitcher takes that approach and it's like, all right, I'm going to throw strike one. There's that changeup, nasty.
Stabilizing force for that team. Great defense. Say career high 14 homers. Welcome his first child in September. Cash.
Not seeing a Cardinals uniform. Yeah. With the shift now gets it. Austin Riley.
Back to the changeup? Yeah. Just pull out a fifth weapon in the sixth inning. Just, oh, yeah, I have this too. Can't sit on the other stuff. It's impressive. Oh, middle pitch again. Ahead in the count. There's so many options you have when you get ahead 0-1. And there's so little damage done on over the course of the season, there's so little damage done on 0-0 pitches. Just have the catcher set up middle. Make sure you throw a strike. Especially with a 3-0 lead. Soler can throw. This is why the homer was so important. One hit, one walk, and it could be a tie game the next guy. But down 3, you got to get 2 base runners. So it's a big mental difference. Because you could feel right now, if it was 2-0, you'd feel right now, oh, we got a chance to tie it. Hit a homer here, we're right back in this thing. But if you hit a homer here, you're still down 1. So that tack-on run is big. What's my personal goal for a full year in terms of starts and innings pitch, starts and innings and pitch count average? I always want to throw 220 innings. I want to make 34 starts on a traditional schedule. My goal would be to make 44 starts, pitch every fourth day. If someone will ever let me do it. But yeah, 220 innings pitch on a traditional schedule, 34 starts, 300 strikeouts. Don't really care about pitch count average. It means nothing to me. I could throw 140 a game and be perfectly fine. Yeah, I think I answered all the questions. Changeup, back foot slider. What do we got? Cutter in.
And you talked about that third time through the lineup. Not a ton difference. Obviously, a little bit more average-wise. But it's why it's still so dynamic with those three pitches that you can go a third time through the order.
Did I get it? I did get it. Danger pitch here. Don't want to go 3-1. You really don't want to walk this guy. That's the first thing. You don't want to go 3-1 because then you have to square up the white and you might give up a homer. So this is a really important pitch. Got to box this one. Yep. Great pitch. Now we're good. Is it true that Max Fried is Tom Glavine in disguise? No, I don't think so. Fried throws a lot harder than Glavine does. It has better stuff, I believe, than Glavine did. Obviously, Glavine is a Hall of Famer and commanded the ball extremely well and had great stuff. But if you put Glavine in his prime in the game today, his stuff would not look nearly as good as Fried's does. Ah, what a good pitch. Fried's nasty. Got all that in the playoffs last year. That was a fun game. Yeah, sucks that we didn't win it, but that was fun. That was a fun series. Can I make a video like Tyler Glasnow where he said everything he did in between starts? I actually have a lot of that content up on the channel. I've done a couple of those different videos. There's been some vlogs where I talk about it. There's actually some videos where I think I break down my routine, wearing like a GoPro on my head and walk you through it. But yeah, I mean, if you just pay attention to the content and watch, I talk about a lot of the stuff that I do training wise. So I'll get some of that content for you eventually. What's the status of the Koenig? Well, it's still in the queue, so I haven't inspected or anything like that. Still waiting. It's going to be like 2 or 3 years till I get it, so good long wait. You guys want some of the headbands? If you guys want some headbands, I might figure out how to make them available in the shop at some point. I just don't know how many people won't wear headbands. Headbands. All right, you guys want headbands? All right. I'll see what I can do for you guys. Stay tuned. Do I like AMGs? Yeah, they're all right. They don't get me going too much, but I don't dislike them. What's my walk-up song? Pursuit of Vikings by Amon Amarth. Love them. Favorite band. Okay, we got some JUCO Bandit fans in here. I see ya. Shout out to JUCO Bandit. Do I listen to country? Yes, sometimes. Usually when it's on in the gym during season or in the off season when we have country. Not a huge country guy, but I don't dislike it. What's my dream car? Oh man, the McLaren P1 is up there. Man, I love the new Zinger car that they just the CZINGER. I don't remember what the letters and numbers of that car are, but it's 3D printed, 3D design. Like it's sick. I love those. Love the Valkyrie, the Aston Martin Valkyrie right now. But yeah, dream car is probably the Koenigsegg Agera RS. I love it. I love it. So, but definitely Koenigsegg is my favorite brand, followed by McLaren. Those are my two brands. All right, got a new pitcher in here. Hunter Strickland, fastball, big fastball and a breaking ball. Good breaking ball.
Put away slider. And you kind of wondered where the Braves would go. Jock Peterson got a bat over in the hole.
We're going to like 91 pitches in his out.
Oh. Tried the elevated fastball, threw it right down the middle, and got a freeze. Yeah, he definitely read slider on that. Man, very little drama in this game. It's moving along okay, but just not a whole lot going on. Unlike the Rays Red Sox last night, what a back and forth that was. Middle fastball strike. Slider dotted. Strickland's on tonight.
Talk about habit setup for this Atlanta Braves team. Day with Jackson for the 7th, Matson for the 8th, and Will Smith for the 9th. Kind of like I did yesterday, where you got Burns for 6, and then like Hauser for 2, and Hader.
Good pitch. Fastball down and away here. Freeze. Still missed him. Oh, tried to throw that infinite. You got a slider here? What are we going? Oh, yank. Okay. 3-2 count here. Square up the zone. Fastball just yanked. Well, I think that was a slider though. 90. Trying to overthrow a little bit here. It looks like.
Excited about that 3-game on this ball game.
Yeah, middle fastball got away with it. That's what velocity helps with. Okay.
Here comes John Peterson. Mentioned the home run for Peterson about the next two pitch hit. Ops will be a home run for him.
And what counts are the Yankee base, John Peterson was praised to wear on deck, and Doc headed the Brewers bullpen, went out to the field, and talked about a lot of postseason experience. That homer in 6 straight postseason.
All right, Jock. Let's see what you got for us today. A little shoulder shake. Homer in 6 straight postseasons. That's kind of cool.
First move in realigning and making the deals to get a brand new outfield for the Braves. Just a couple of days after Ronald Jr. injury, he was fired. Time they were 2 games under 500.
Oh, I don't know about that. That ball never got back to the plate. Got a call there. Oh, just never got back. Base hit through the shift. Okay, Jock. Pinch hit. Pinch run for him. Got the middle of the shin pants going. Just out there having a blast. I like Jock. Hello, sir.
Hello.
So you get a scoring position to add on to this 3-0 advantage.
Okay. Base stealing. Wanted to. Man, Gore's played so much postseason baseball because he's so fast. Good for him, finding a way to always be in the postseason.
Score running at first base for John Peterson with 2 outs here in the 7th.
What pitch does he steal? Not if. What pitch? How did Kevin Gausman get so good this year? Kevin's always had really nasty stuff. I think it's just been about throwing it in the right locations. And you have one devastating, nasty off-speed pitch, just throw that a lot, and he's throwing that a lot this year. Excuse me. Ooh, careful.
Stolen base all those years ago.
Now, Walker, you got more on the Terrence score? Yeah, John, you'd be hard pressed to find more of a specialist in Major League postseason history. Terrence Gore didn't play the majors at all this season. He's on this roster just to do this. One race with the Royals and Dodgers, but over his career, 9 games in the postseason, he has more steals than at bats. 5 steals, just 2 at bats all time.
Is he going? Yep. Got a good jump. Oh, that ball ain't coming back. I know that. Oh, wow. I thought that was a homer. Soler got me. It looked like that ball was way gone, given how he reacted to it. That's the kind of reaction you see when a guy hits the ball 500 feet and just stand and look at it. Tricked me. Okay. Good for you. How many days a week do I recommend long toss to increase throwing velocity? It depends on if you're pulling down in long toss. If you're not, depends on how old you are. I long toss 3 times a week for the majority of my life. But you have to pay attention to how you're feeling, how your arm's feeling, and how you're recovering and stuff like that. So hard to recommend just kind of blindly. Why is it that pitchers tend to have a higher BMI? So that's a good question. So I don't know the answer exactly, but my guess is it takes so much to recover that in order to have a low BMI and still recover, and by BMI, I guess we're talking about like body fat composition, body composition, body fat percentage, stuff like that. In order to have the proper nutrients and the proper nutrition, the proper everything in the body to recover from a severe trauma like pitching is, your body undergoes a lot of trauma when you pitch. If you aren't super dialed in with your nutrition and you have low body fat composition, then you don't have a whole lot of extra. This is not my area of specialty, so this is just me speculating. I could be way off here, but you don't have the right stuff to recover. And it's hard to stay on top of nutrition throughout the season because you're traveling, you can't eat at the right times or super often. It's hard to get quality nutrition sometimes when you are traveling because you just got to eat what's available. Sometimes the clubhouse food isn't the best. So generally speaking, pitchers tend to have higher kind of body fat percentage. And I think a lot of it's due to that it's just hard to stay nutritionally on top of it. If you have a lower body fat percentage, you end up getting hurt a little bit more. Also, pitchers starting pitchers anyway, only pitch every 5th day. So if you're not burning a ton of calories in between running, lifting, whatever else, you're probably, consuming more calories than you're expending. And so it can kind of flip body composition. But again, really not my area of expertise. That's just kind of speculation on my part. So I could be way off on all that. Luke Jackson, good fastball, good breakers, having a tremendous season. 98. It's hard for me to predict what bullpen guys are going to throw. Maybe because I don't have enough experience in the pen. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's kind of random. They only have 2 pitches. I generally tend to have a better feel for how starters are going to sequence stuff than bullpen guys. I imagine this would be a breaking ball, but oh, elevated heater. Good sequence.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. Just a friendly reminder that at 9 o'clock, we're about to begin game 2 between the Dodgers and Giants. San Francisco shut them out in game 1 with 7-5. Again, 9 o'clock Eastern here on TBS. Well, we were over score what we
Thoughts on the Cardinals this year? Okay, so they got super hot right before the end of the season to play themselves in. When you win 17 in a row, like right before the postseason, there's just no way you can stay that hot for that long. And so I didn't think that they were going to advance because they were just coming off of a long, probably very emotional winning streak to play themselves in. So I'm not surprised that they went out early. Great team. They had a tremendous year, but just not surprised with how it turned out. I was part of one of those in Cleveland. We ended up 22-game winning streak like a week and a half or 2 weeks before the postseason, and then just it was hard to really get it going again. Got hot just a little bit too early.
Most appearances on the team is 71. Usually 5. And heavily relied upon.
Elevated heaters. We going breaking ball here? I would imagine. 2-2. Breaking ball? Punchy? Nope. Elevated heater. Now do you go to the breaking ball? 3 elevated heaters? It's got to come at some point, or you're just going to go right back to the elevated heater and expect him to chase. There it is. Yep. Knew it was coming at some point.
This is TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive.
Look at the depth of that slider on that pitch after on 2 fastballs up out of his thumb.
That was a strikeout pitch. 2 down in the 7th inning.
How much does speed on the base pass affect the pitcher's command? Well, it depends on how much the pitcher practices their slide step. If guys like Josh Tomlin, who always slide steps, probably doesn't affect him at all. Guys that don't slide step very often and are trying to slide step probably affects him quite a bit. So it really is just individualized. Oh, heads up. Glancing blow. That's scary. Anytime you see a ball back up the middle, that's scary. Looks like it just got him on the leg, though. He should be fine. Maybe glove? Where'd it get him? Oh, yeah, on the leg. He's fine. Outside of the left leg. Yeah, he's mad that he didn't execute the pitch. Yes, I'm planning on vlogging in the offseason. Got the vlog camera right here, so vlogs will be back. Don't worry. Do I think certain batting stances throw pitchers off? No, I don't. All right, Locane. It's not a bad matchup for Locane here. Velo's going to give him trouble, but I think Locane has a pretty good chance in this at bat. Well, didn't know that he was 3 for 4 off Luke Jackson, but now I do. So feeling even better about that call.
He had an injury-filled season. Bringing right quad. Bringing left quad. Bringing extra.
Good take. Bad count here. Let's see what happens. Brewers might have a chance to get back in this. One swing could make this a game. Uh-oh. He's clearly not going to chase the slider, so now you got to be feeling like you're going to get a heater. Do you give him a 3-0 right here? Do you throw a slider, take a chance of bringing the tying run to the plate if you miss because he's not going to swing at it? Or do you throw a fastball and take a chance that it's 3-2 here? That's tough. All right. Got some drama finally. Got a chance to tie this game up. Vogelbach. Okay, how's this matchup going to go? Fastball up and away is going to be a good play for Jackson here. Fastball's up in general. Vogelbach hits the middle of the zone elevation-wise all across the zone pretty well. Will chase the slider below. Fried, or not Fried, does Jackson face him? Probably so. But if you're not going to bring in Matzik now against a lefty, when are you? You pulling him as soon as Vogelbach is announced? Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, you got some drama. Been waiting for it. Do I support Tatis? I've always supported Tatis. Sure, there's beef just because we're two really good players and competitors and stuff like that, but he's great for the game. I love watching him play. I got no problem with him at all. So he's really good for the game. He's really exciting. Great player. Does velocity go down when you slide step? I would say as a whole, probably a little bit. I don't think it has to, but I think a lot of players or a lot of pitchers don't throw quite as hard out of the slide step for whatever reason. That's purely a guess. I don't have the data on that. Why is Scherzer elite? He's got 3 or 4 really elite pitches, and he's got good command of them, and he's an intense, extreme competitor. So throws really hard, good profiles on his pitches. So it's just basically everything you could stack into a build-a-player on a video game is him. So, yeah. And also the name helps. After you've been good for a while in the league, people are like, oh, man, we got to face Scherzer today. And they step in the box a little bit more defeated than maybe say the same guy as a rookie, you know. So there's something to be said for that too. What is the reason against slide stepping every time? Yeah, there's really not a reason. If you can throw just as hard out of a slide step, there's no reason you shouldn't or you couldn't do it every single time. I feel like I have a better rhythm when I lift my leg higher, so that's why I don't slide step every time. I just feel more comfortable out of a higher leg lift, but no reason not to. Do I think Gosman gets a multi-year deal in free agency? Probably. Yeah. After the year he put up and proving that he can do it back-to-back years and that it's not just like a 1-year short season COVID thing. I mean, he absolutely deserves it in my opinion. Shoot, he's top 5 pitcher in baseball this year. So I would hope he gets a multi-year deal. If he's not, then Players Association ain't going to be too happy. I wouldn't be either. So he definitely deserves it. Do I ever do long, maximal, isometric holds, stuff like that? Yes, I do. I have a whole day dedicated to them. They suck, but I do. All right, let's see here. So Vogelbach gets an appearance, but no at bat. And we'll see what we get here. Oof. Good swing. One thing to watch here is Matzik was looking at second base at the runner when he started his delivery. So he's picking up his target very late. Not great for command. And you saw he missed a shot by about 15 inches there. He's trying to go in. He missed away. Something to watch for in this at bat. If you're too focused on the guy at second, sometimes it takes away from your focus at the plate. You hear that a lot. Really, I think it's you don't get your eyes locked on a target, and so your command gets a little bit worse. There he did it again. Got closer there. Good pitch, good spot. Breaking ball back foot here. He's done. You got a lot of room here with that breaking ball. It can be down below the zone. It can be back foot. It can be slightly elevated, but off the plate in. Tunnel wise, there's a lot of room here. He's had 2 good rips at a fastball. I'd throw something else before going back to the fastball. So I want a breaking ball right here. In, down in. Oh, he got him. Oh, what? 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 Didn't he call a strike? That he he started calling the strike. What happened there? The umpire. He goes up. Oh, we don't get to see it. Oh man. Didn't the umpire? Oh, I don't know. All right, slider again. Need this back foot. Oh, what a big turn of events there. Clearly didn't see the slider well, so just rip it again. Yep, there it is. Back foot slider. That's what he was trying to do last time. Glad that call didn't affect that inning. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Yep. All right. Stuff, command, movement. What's the order of importance? Well, stuff and movement are basically the same thing, I think. In my opinion, they are anyway. I would put those number 1 and command number 2.
Because the business of baseball reaches across America, just like T-Mobile's buying cheap. From the front office.
Do I think or want Darth Maul to make a cameo in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show? Absolutely. Darth Maul is my favorite Star Wars character. So the more Darth Maul, I want to see a Darth Maul like show. Like, give me all of Darth Maul. I want to know how he got to be the way he is and like all the cool stuff he went and did with his force powers and his lightsaber. Yeah, I'm all in on that. More Darth Maul, the better. How much have I been throwing lately? 6 days a week. So yeah, normal for me. Do I support computer umpires? No, not really. There's a lot of reasons for it that I won't discuss now, but personally just not a huge fan. There's a lot of problems with it, in my opinion. At some point, I'm sure that's kind of the direction the game will go, but hopefully after I'm done playing. I think hitters would absolutely hate it too. Let's see. Against a smart hitter, would it make sense to go opposite of the obvious tunneling? Well, if you have multiple pitches, there's not really an obvious tunneling, and it just creates the most deception. So I don't think that you'd ever want to go away from it so long as you're not falling into patterns. So if you always throw an elevated fastball followed by a slider in the down and in, then you can like fall into patterns there. But if sometimes you throw elevated fastball, then slider in, and sometimes you throw elevated fastball, then change up away, and sometimes you throw elevated fastball, then higher fastball, it's really hard to fall into patterns, and you still create that max deception. So.
And the new pitcher is Aaron Ashley, who takes over on the hill right now for the Brewers as we move to the 8th inning.
And with a lefty hard fastball, you see that 97, one of the best sliders in baseball. Here's the 77.
All right.
24 days and 48% win rate.
Ooh.
Great prospect of the Brewers organization.
Not seen him pitch before. This will be interesting. Throws hard with some arm side run to the fastball. Clearly got a good slider. Elevated fastball. Go back to the slider here probably. Nasty. Wow. Okay. Good little setup there. Looks like a 2-pitch guy. I'd throw that again. Why not? Oh, that's why not. Elevated heater. Punchy. That's nasty. Three nothing right now. Braves are up. Albies from the right side. Popped out there.
And yes, he's going to go back out there for the 8th, but, you know, what kind of different guy are you getting? I think that's a big question.
The work that he had to do yesterday in game 1.
Yeah, 20-plus pitches yesterday at the bottom of the 8th.
20-plus pitches isn't that much for a reliever. Ooh. Man, this breaking ball that he throws is gross. Just like looks like it pops out and it's never going to get back to the plate, and then it just darts back to the plate. He must spin the ball really fast.
Well, we'll tell you this year, Will Smith, that he's a lot more traffic in certain games, but still has found a way to get it done, but definitely not with you.
Fastball in, broken bat. This guy's nasty. Do I skateboard? No. Never have skateboarded. I just fall off. I don't have very good balance on those things.
Here's Austin Riley with a long home run in the 6th inning solo shot. After 33 during the regular season, his first as the Brewers. And he takes strike 1.
So far, Ashley's come in at DH. pounded that strike zone, that big slider you just saw, and of course, 97, 98 with the fastball.
92. What a play. Oh, he got him. He got him. I thought he got him. What a play, Colton. Do it. I think he gets him. I've seen Colton make this play a lot. Great play. Cool, calm, collected. Catch. Oh, I don't know. Does he? I don't think he got him. I don't think he got him. Not enough to overturn, in my opinion. You don't see the batting gloves move. You don't see the jersey move. Strings don't hit the foot. I got, yeah, tough to overturn, not conclusive. Play stands. That's what I got. I got safe there. I got safe. Call stands. Safe. Good call by the umpire. Props to him. Got to give it to him.
Well, the whole thing, like you say, is how clear and convincing is it? Just something else.
Yeah, I got call stands. Call has to stand.
From that angle right there, you make
I have the Sox of the Rays. I got the Rays winning that series in 4 games.
It's taking some time, but they have come to a decision. And he is safe.
Yeah.
Ball stands on the field.
Call stands. That's the right call in that situation.
Paul Long made a heck of a play here. Wondering if he had a lot more time to actually maybe plant his feet and just throw it over. You think he did?
Colton was making that play back on Team USA when we played together.
You felt like he could have planted. Like I said, he might have got him, but at the end of the day, you just don't know.
I think replay should be handled that you get sent the replay file, the people in the booth, you get sent the replay, and you just have to look at the play and make a call based on it. You have no idea what the umpire on the field called. That's how I think it should be handled. And if I get that play and I'm looking at it, my call is safe based on the evidence I saw in the video, not even having made the call or not, safe on the field or whatever. I think he was safe. I don't think he actually touched him based on what I saw in the video. What do you guys think? Did he touch him or did he not touch him? What would you guys have called if you got that replay and you just didn't know what the call on the field was? Safe? Out? What do you got? Oh, great stop. Wow. Safe, out. Why don't the umps wear mics? That'd be a great thing to do. We should definitely do that. I think they've done it a couple times. It's always super compelling. Safe. Out. Safe. Yeah, I got safe on that too. Two 2-0, dangerous count here. I like replay overall. I think it's good for some things, but generally, okay, a walk. We need this. We need this inning to end. We need it 3-0, so there's still some drama, still a chance. Replay in general. I think replay is like a slippery slope to me because, like, what do you replay and what don't you replay? You know, like there's certain things that should obviously be, there's certain things that should obviously be reviewable if other things are going to be reviewable. Like, is a ball fair or foul if it's in front of the third base umpire or behind him? That's kind of a weird one to me. I'm fine with the home run reviews. It just delays the game a lot. And I think that if you're going to have replay, you have to be strict on the 20 seconds after the play ends rule. Because what you have is you have a lot of managers be like, hey, hold. And so you'll replay review it for a minute up in the clubhouse while they look at it. And then they're like, okay, now go replay review it. So then the umpires will run over. That takes 30 seconds, get the headset on, goes to the booth. They review it for 2 minutes. Then the umpires call them safe or out or whatever. They got to explain it to the managers. And you have like a 4 or 5 minute delay in the game. So I don't think that – ooh. Oh, good. Okay. Still got a chance for some drama here. But I think if you're gonna request a review, it needs to be a strict 20 seconds. If it's 21 seconds after the play, you just can't ask for a review anymore. So none of this like hold. You got to rely on your players on the field and your eyes from the dugout to be like, yes, you should review that or not. And all the players would have to know that you only have one review. Or in the postseason, I guess you have two. I think it's 1 and 2. Maybe it's 2 and 3. I don't know. I don't even know the rules. But I think that's how it has to be, because I hate when managers like, hey, hold. Just give me a chance here to review it. And it just delays the game too much. So a lot of different thoughts, not really a direct answer, just kind of a ramble. So sorry for that, but those are my thoughts. Was UCLA my only option as a college? No, I had offers from a lot of different places. Actually, I wanted to go to Vanderbilt when I was coming up. So I reached out to Vanderbilt when I was like a freshman or a sophomore, and I think a sophomore in high school. So that was kind of my first like choice for a college, and then didn't hear back from them until I'd already committed to UCLA. But it was the main three were UCLA, Pepperdine, and Stanford. Obviously I chose UCLA and couldn't be happier with my decision. Definitely the right place for me. Loved every moment of being there, but I had offers from like Georgia Tech and Santa Barbara and Oregon and some different places. But yeah, it was UCLA for me.
You want to save 15% more on car insurance? It's the Staccato. It's a big deal.
Do I think Barry Bonds should be elected to the Hall of Fame if people like Mike Piazza have been? I absolutely think Barry Bonds should be elected to the Hall of Fame. There's no way you can tell me that everybody in the Hall of Fame was clean and that no one in the Hall of Fame took steroids. So let's just get that out of the way. There's definitely people there in the Hall of Fame that took some form of steroid. And now it may not have been illegal at the time that they took it. Maybe they were doing everything straight up by the books, but now it's illegal. So if someone back in the 80s could take greenies, amphetamines, because it was legal back then, but we can't take amphetamines today. So if I take amphetamines today for a game, I would get suspended, but they took them back then. So like, how do you say that? Do you call them cheaters because they took amphetamines, but we can't today? Same thing with steroids. Like, there was no real rule against it in baseball at the time that whole thing was happening. Also, like Bonds, I don't think ever failed a test. Just on, I don't know all the details of that, but even so, even if you say he cheated, and like you're not going to argue the efficacy of that he cheated and others didn't, or others were cheating and didn't get caught, but he did, and blackball, all that. Even if you take all that stuff out, the steroid era was a part of baseball history. The Hall of Fame is intended to honor baseball history. Like, you have to put him in the Hall of Fame. He's the best hitter to have ever done it. Like, no question. I mean, now maybe someone will come along in the future to be better, but there's just no way to argue that right now. He's the best to ever do it. You have to put him in the Hall of Fame. I'm very passionate about that, as I'm wearing a shirt that says "Steroids Save Baseball." So, yeah, Bonds for the Hall of Fame, 100%. You need to get a leadoff guy on here if you're the Brewers. Get a leadoff guy on, extend the inning a little bit, give yourself a chance, get Hader in the game early. That's got to be the goal of this inning. Get to Hader so that you have a chance to make him have to come back out for the ninth and get him then. Okay. 3-1. Good start here. Leadoff walk would be big for the Brewers. Get some traffic on. Leadoff base runner in general, but not a whole lot of hits to be had. So if you can save the hit for the time that it actually drives in some runs, that's preferable. There it is. Leadoff walk. Okay. Turns the order over. You got Wong coming up, right? That's big. Get Hader up. Have any water left? Yes. Oh, I don't know what I was saying about Hader. I was just talking about the Brewers bullpen instead. My bad. Big mess up there. There we go. Get ahead. Ooh, good swing, Colton. 0-2, though. Tough spot here. You're going to get a slider at some point, I think. Late on that fastball, though, so you might go heater up and in here. Run one up to his hands. Protect the slider, even if you miss over the plate a little bit on the next pitch. You're 0-2, so you got a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, it's probably the best option. Late on the fastball up, go fastball in, make him be late, and then you bang the slider, but looks like they're going straight to the slider. There it is. Yep. Okay. Leadoff walk. You got a hit. Nobody out. 2 guys on. Let's go. We got some drama here. That fastball was in. That's the danger of going to the fastball in, though, is you give up a little bloop like that, as opposed to just ripping the slider and getting a punch. Just pulls his hands in. He's so good at that. Just such a pesky hitter to face. Just gets hits. Just finds hits. All right, this is great. I love this. We got some drama here. Top of the order coming up. 2 on, no outs. All right, what are we doing here? You go fastball away. Nope. Slider. Same pitch he called the ball last inning. Okay, if I'm a pitcher, how do I get out of this? I'm fine letting these 2 runs score. I just can't give up the homer. A double play would be huge here. Strikeout is even better. So I'm leaning on the slider, but I got to throw strikes. Getting ahead was huge because you don't want to end up in a 2-0 count where you have to throw a fastball and you risk it. I don't know the report against this guy. Judging based on his reaction so far, he's seeing stuff pretty well. I don't like that swing. He wasn't close to getting on it, but I don't like it if I'm a pitcher. So now you're in a 1-2 count. You got a chance here for a punch out. You can go punch out, double play, you're out of this inning. So I think this back foot slider, the same one he threw to get the punch out for last inning, bounce that slider. You got 3 pitches. So the one thing you want to be careful of here, though, is you don't bounce it too far out in front and you move the runners over to second and third, because then you have to get 3 outs on your own. You don't have a double play option. So a little dangerous, but back foot slider. Get it below the zone, he's out. Blew him away up, 98. Gross. Not a bad pitch. Not a bad pitch at all. Yeah. I'm scared of that pitch because if you miss, that's a pitch that goes out in Milwaukee's ballpark, opposite field. The guy's a little bit late. If he gets on it, elevates it, short porch over there. But got the job done. He probably has the report on him too, so he probably knows that there's a hole up there. I'm kind of guessing here in the dark, but all right, Escobar. Got to get ahead here. Get ahead. Yes, he did. Yep. Playing on his aggressiveness. It's good. Definitely wants to hit. He's going to be aggressive. I don't think you have to throw him a strike in this at bat. I think it's sliders, back foot for balls, and I think it's fastballs up above the zone for strikes, or for balls as well, but swing through. I don't think you have to throw a ball in the strike zone in this at bat. Oh, no. That's the one. That's the one you got to hit. That's the best pitch he's going to get to hit this entire at bat, and you didn't swing at it. Middle breaker. Man, got away with that one. All right. Well, elevated fastball or back foot breaking ball, one of those two. Either one, he's probably out. Tough situation for Escobar here. Tried the back foot. Didn't get it there. Do you take a chance and try to throw it again? You've missed the last 2. Probably the right pitch to get him out. You offset it with a fastball up. I think the right play here is the fastball up. You have 4 pitches here. You're 0-2. Throw a fastball up, change the eyesight, make sure it's up out of the zone. Take a chance you get a swing and miss, and then 1-2, you come right back with a back foot slider. This should be a fastball up. Yep. A little too close to the zone for my liking, but got the swing, which is good. And now you can go right back to that slider. And it sets a nice line for it. So you protect the slider even if you miss in the zone a little bit here because you sped him up velocity-wise and you elevated something eyesight-wise that he swung at. So this at-bat should be over this pitch or to the next one. Oh, he missed the spot. Oh, man. So that was a mistake breaking ball. The fastball right before that probably protected it. If he threw that breaking ball before the fastball, it probably gets hit a lot better than that. But that's why it's important to protect it from an eyesight standpoint and also from a speed standpoint because you get away with mistakes like that. That could have been bad. That could have been. Char, are you on internet?
No, I took myself off the line.
Okay.
Is there a problem right now?
No, I was trying to make sure the stream doesn't go bad. Breaking ball. Nope. Pitch wasn't close enough to get the aggressive swing. Slider, get back in. You leave it middle, he's going to hit it hard. Oh. So many chances. No, he's got good stuff, so hard to say that they're just missing pitches. Matzik has really good stuff, but man, the middle breaking ball last at bat, middle fastball there. Definitely got some chances. Definitely had some chances. Slider. Oh. Well, now you got to stay with the fastball. Elevate it. He does have a he does chase up above the zone, and he does have a hole up there. But he's been late on 2 middle heaters. You can definitely get him up. But if you throw him a 3rd middle heater and he hits it, Oh, they're just going single sign, fastball in. All right, let's see it. Oh, he... Oh, man. That's 3 over the plate. Okay, so here's one of 2 things is going to happen. He's going to finally elevate a heater, and it's going to be a strikeout. Or, I guess one of 3 things. Or he's going to bounce a breaking ball, and it's going to be a strikeout. Or he's going to leave a breaking ball in the middle of the zone, and it's going to be absolutely crushed. Looks like they're going slider, so we'll get our answer here. If it's a ball, he's out. I guess it was technically in the zone, but good battle there. Good job by Matzik to get out of that. Wow. That probably ends the game, middle of the order chance, but at least we got some drama there. That was fun. How hard do I think I'll throw next year? I would guess I'll average 95, and I'll be up to 98, 99 at some point. That'd be my guess.
There are two kinds of bird chickens. Those who put it on a pedestal, and those who put it within reach. If you grab that box of glass and bird collection, award-winning small batch consists of aged, giant fruit, and you swing short, with or without friends. What can we say? You're our kind of people. Evan Williams' 1783 small batch. When bird is not right, people notice.
All right. Any questions in between innings here? What do you guys got for me? Fastest I've ever thrown, 99.83, which drives me nuts. It did say 100 on the board in the stadium, 2014 in Cleveland, but haven't quite gotten 100 yet. In a game, 105.6 with a baseball in training and a pull down, a running throw, 116.9 with a 3-ounce ball. Those are my records. How many hours of sleep do I get on average during the season? On average, probably average like 7.5 of actual sleep. I'm trying to drive that up. I'm doing a lot of research and training and stuff like that for my sleep, doing a lot of stuff there. So hopefully I'll start averaging more in the by minutes. So maybe more in like the 500, 550 minutes. So what is that? 820 to 9 hours of sleep, 8.5 to 9 hours of sleep, something like that. That's what I'm trying to get to. This is so much smarter than TV commentary. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. That's the whole point. Who do I want to win? Are we talking about this game or the whole thing? The whole thing, the Dodgers, obviously. If we're talking about this game, I'd love to see the Braves win. I just want to see good, entertaining series. I'd love to see every series go to a Game 7, Game 5, whatever. So, yeah, the more baseball, the more drama, the better.
Quite the year out of the bullpen for the Brewers. 181 to 60 days in a reverse split. Another time. 39 off.
All right. Boxberger. Hard cutting fastball. Good pitch. Little front hip cut fastball. Oh, dotted. Just pinpoint. It's a good pitch. Bing.
That time, another fastball that he got caught going down on.
One out in the ninth, this Danby Swanson, the free showing for the Braves shortstop. straight up to the infield and three goes straight up to the outfield.
Dotted.
Lindor's on deck. It's hit. The pitcher spot for Lane here in the ninth inning.
Dotted. Did not go. Okay. I not swing at that, but let's get a replay here. I got that being a swing, guys. That's definitely a swing. Dotted. Just pinpoint command out of Boxberger right now.
All the runs the Braves have charged to the Brewers starter. Brandon Woodruff threw in 6 innings to charge 3 runs from 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 7. Through 91 pitches in his 6-inning effort. Brewers runs a home run by Riley.
Ooh, nice try behind the plate.
Look at this one at the moment.
Oh, how do you lay off that pitch? Ball missed by like a ball width, and it had the zone the whole time. Ooh, got a pitch to hit.
Watched a little bit on last night. Living Webb was outstanding out there. His first postseason start.
It's a tremendous offense for the LA Dodgers. Touchdown.
Yeah.
2 down in the 9th inning. You see it. Hitting under 200 during the regular season, 198.
Dotted. Just out here throwing darts.
Went 6, Strickland in an inning, Ashby in an inning. And Boxberger here has 2 outs in the 9th. Slump for Boxberger in September.
Do I like one game wild card? I do like one game wild card. I think I would prefer it to be a 2-game, like a 3-game series, but the top wild card team is ahead by 1. So if they win, they move on in 1 game. But if the second wild card team wins, they have to win again. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But it makes for great drama, you know. It does penalize the wild card team for not winning the division, but it's also a benefit sometimes when you can just continue playing. Like if you're hot, playing your way through, sometimes time off does more of a punishment than playing a game. So not sure where I stand on it from that standpoint, but it does add some drama to the playoffs. It is good to see a winner take all game all the time. So.
Fastball's been around 94 miles an hour. Anthony Veteran, Brad Boxberger. Payoff pitch.
Oh,
A 2-out walk for Arcia.
Arcia, the former Brewer.
The inning continues and flips over the order for Nick Soler.
Let's see what Soler does here. Does he homer? I thought he homered last time.
Strickland, Yelich all the way to the bullpen above center.
Into the dugout for the Brewers at first base side.
What a lonely way to frame a shot. Yeah, I just didn't change the live setup from my last live stream, and I just moved the other chairs out of the way so it didn't look like I was sitting here with 4 other empty chairs, but then I just look lonely. So just out of ease, so I can stream more games for you guys, I just left everything the same. So yes, I look lonely. Sorry about it. Oh, man, he's just missing some pitches. Top shelf sliders don't get hit a whole lot, but when they do, they go a long, long way, especially with a guy with so much power like Soler. Anyone else notice that games really seem to hit the skids time-wise when the bullpens come in? It seems like games fly along when starters are in, and then, oh boy, hard to keep that one fair because it's all the way up and in. But man, he's had some dangerous swings tonight. Oh! Oh! He tried a slide step quick pitch with a guy on first and almost hit him in the head. Ugh. That's tough. Yikes. Oh, boy. I don't like that. That's scary. I don't think he did that on purpose, for what it's worth. I think it just got away from him. I just never like seeing a ball get up towards someone's head. Oh. Didn't quite have enough room there. All right. Is he going to get him? Oh, boy. Oh, man. And there's a couple pitches that almost were homers there. You got off really good swings at bat. Okay. Well, we'll see if the Brewers can do anything. Bottom 9. Who has the momentum in this series now? It's got to be the Braves going.
You didn't do anything wrong. Just didn't know Miller Lite had more taste and more power than the Buffalo Vulture. Now, you do.
Big businesses like Major League Baseball trust T-Mobile because the business of baseball reaches across America, just like T-Mobile's 5G. From the front office to the scouts in the heartland to the virtual track.
All right, last half inning here, guys, probably. So if you guys have any last questions, anything you want answered, fire away. What drills could you suggest to help with hip separation and hip stability? I don't know about hip stability. I would have to understand more about what you're asking, but shoulder hip separation, pickoffs, throwing, any athletic movement, throwing on the run, playing shortstop, backhands, charging a ball and throwing, it all works on shoulder hip separation. So just be athletic. That would be my biggest recommendation there. Do I apologize when a pitch hits or almost hits a batter if you didn't mean to? No, I don't really apologize. If I hit someone in the head, like I'll definitely check on them and make sure they're okay. But I don't apologize in the game. It's part of the game. I'm not doing it on purpose. But I've only hit 2 people on purpose in my career, and never go up to the head. It's always like a lower body shot, leg, knee. So no, but I don't apologize. What's the next game I'm planning on streaming? I'm not sure yet. I'll have to check the schedule. What's tomorrow? Sunday? I'm going to watch the F1 race. I might stream tomorrow night. I'll be in the gym, so depending on when I get my workout and my throwing done, I might turn on a stream. But yeah, either tomorrow or Monday. All right, let's see if we get a clean inning here. The chat does not think we're getting a clean inning, so. All right, chat, what do you think? For score, do they tie it? Do they win it this inning? What do you guys think?
That's the pitch of the fastball that Will Smith late in the year started to try to throw a little bit more of to get hitters off that slider a bit.
Good pitch. That slider's nasty. Has a big reputation around the league as being one of the nastiest pitches. Check swing. Lots of mixed opinions in the chat about what's going to happen this inning. I think there's a base runner, no runs. Braves win 3-0.
And the last thing you want to do, even when Yelich has good numbers, is walk the first batter.
Yeah, you don't want to walk right here, that's for sure.
Will Smith want to make sure he earns his way on.
Good pitch. Good battle here.
Brewers brought the time over the play of the 7th. They did it again in the 8th. Still have not pushed across a run.
Big pitch here, 3-2. What we got? Slider? Nope, walked him. Okay, that's dangerous. Free base runner. Yep.
Really did get Yelich to go after and then see the side. Rocket Slicker, for credits for as easy as the first 6 innings were. For them to sit there and watch Max Reed be complete control, and now
All right, let's see here. Got some drama. I will say the Brewers have made it interesting. They haven't scratched anything across, but they have made it interesting so far. Good pitch to start off with. Sets up the at-bat. Drop a big breaking ball in there. Now you get a little bit more room up above the zone for a swing because the hitter's seen something that is elevated here be a strike, so they a little bit more indecision. Yo, gross. I mean, after that swing, you throw it again? Elevate a fastball? Didn't see that pitch very well. I'd throw that pitch again. Yep. There it is. The walk, the bloop. Who's going to hit the blast? Right off the end. Such a great shot. Good guy to have at the plate. Low Kane. Oh. Yeah, you can't tag there. You can't tag there, yeah. Two guys on base don't mean anything. They do mean something to stay out of a double play, but he got a good hack away at this. Oof. Just slid off the barrel a little bit. All right. Luke Maley. Another righty. Oh, double play? There it is. Game over. Yep, got into trouble and got out of it right away. All right, we got ourselves a series. Very good. Burns won, Fried won. Go back to Atlanta 1-1. Let's see. Player of the game. Albies? Fried? Who we got, chat? Player of the game. Albies, Fried? Fried shoved. Fried's my pick. But Albies had the big hit. Fried. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Fried. All right. Player of the game. Max Fried. Shoved. Absolutely nasty. Love it. All right, chat. I'll see you guys in the next live stream.
Max Fried goes 6